day everybody, welcome back to the Cars 924 YouTube channel. It is your boy Kudzai, and today I bring you back with another special episode. So today we're going to be discussing the top 10 most practical cars you can actually buy in South Africa. So just before we touch on that topic, I would love for you guys to subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications to be alerted when a new video is dropped. And also don't forget to follow the Cars 924 Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description box down below, as well as a sticker right here. So without any further ado, let's actually get started with the cinematic shots. Let's hit it. So the first car we're going to be discussing in today's video is the 2013 BMW 320d. So I've actually had an opportunity to actually sit in this car, and I have to say it is a very spacious car, specifically towards the rear side of the cabin. So now in terms of legroom, you've got pretty much ample amount of legroom, and then also headroom, there's actually an ample amount of that as well. So there is no such thing as your head actually touching the roof or accidentally even touching the back of the window, as more or less like your Sportbacks, your Audi RS7s and all that kind of stuff. And then in terms of boot space capacity, it's pretty much big as well. It's pretty generous, offering an amount of 480 liters of boot space. So next up on this list is a 2018 Audi Q5. So it's basically a mid-size family SUV, which basically screams out practical. It's very practical. There's lots of legroom, there's lots of headroom as well. There's pretty much ample amount of space for at least 3 to 4 people at the rear cabin. And then if you have to talk about boot space capacity, it's able to fit in at least 550 liters of boot space. So the third car we're going to be talking about on this list is the Dodge Journey SXT. So now this car is pretty much a cool car because it's an American make. And then in terms of practicality, this is probably one of the best, because now if you actually collapse the rear seats and also the middle seats as well, you can actually create 1,121 liters of boot space. So that's more than ample for you to fit in your mountain bike, a couple of bags, sleeping bags and all that kind of stuff. So it is pretty much a practical car. So next up is another American make, and it is obviously another SUV. It's called a Jeep Wrangler. So the Jeep Wrangler is pretty much a off-road capable vehicle that's able to go obviously off-road and go through massive and rough terrains, as they're predominantly known for absolutely doing that super well. And then if you have to touch onto the boot space, it's actually got a substantial amount of boot space, carrying out around about 897 liters of boot space, with the middle seats actually collapsed down. So next up on this list is a German make. It's actually the 2018 Audi Q7, probably one of my most favorite SUVs currently out there. So if you just quickly stray away from the practicality side of it, I have to say that the aesthetic appearance is pretty much enticing, and you know it's an attractive SUV, if I have to say so myself. And then if you quickly have to go back to the practicality side of it, in terms of boot space capacity, if you had to fold down the rear seats, you can actually create 775 liters of boot space. So next up on this list is obviously another German make. Obviously Germans know how to absolutely kill it with their designs, and obviously perfection, and obviously everything being functional at the same time. So now if you quickly talk about the practicality side of it, if you've got a tow hooker at the back, you can obviously tow a trailer at the back. And then in terms of boot space capacity, you can actually fill in 650 liters of cargo right at the back of the boot. So next up on this list is obviously a new British make. It's called the Range Rover Velar. Pretty much a new SUV on the lineup in comparison to the Range Rover Vogues, the SVRs, and all those other ones as well. So now in terms of boot space capacity, this car actually offers 513 liters of boot space. So next up on this list is a family saloon made by the Germans, specifically BMW. It's the BMW 540i. So now in terms of practicality, the BMW 5 Series is a spacious car as it is already. But in terms of boot space capacity, you are able to fit in 390 liters of boot space. It's a substantial but not too big and not too small either. I think it's just right. So next up on this list is an automotive brand that's actually making its first time on this list today. It is the VW Amarok. So now this car is very, very practical, because now it's actually got an open space at the back where you can actually fit in your equipment, your materials, your tools, your utensils, whatever it is that you want to put at the back there. But I think once that space is actually filled up, you can actually put a trailer at the back, and the towing capacity is 1,154 kgs. Can you absolutely believe that? That makes it a very, very practical VW Amarok. So the last and final car we're going to be discussing in today's video is the Infiniti Q50. I've been in this car and I have to say the usage of leather on the car is very good. There's leather on the steering wheel, there's leather on the seats, there's leather on the door sides. It's very good in terms of interior design. And then if you have to talk about capacity, the boot space capacity actually offers 400 liters of boot space, which is actually really good. So that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know how to do. Make sure to leave a like. And also don't forget to follow the Cars94 Instagram. I'll leave it in the description box down below, as well as a little sticker right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Peace.